David DeGuzman inside the NBC4i Digital Center with another edition of the NBC4 Digital Sports Roundtable. And today we've got a pretty special guest with us. Meet our intern for the summer, who might be a familiar face to all of you if you are a big men's volleyball fan at Ohio State. It's Cole Young. Cole, how's it going?
Great. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. So you've been an intern here for a few weeks now. So just to kind of give us kind of your take on your experience so far, because we've interviewed you before. What's it been like kind of being on the other side of the camera for a bit?
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Seeing kind of details you guys have to go into. It's a little bit different on my side, being the one being interviewed as well. So a little less pressure, I think it is, and it's pretty cool to see how you guys interact with other people you're talking to.
Yeah, I mean, you've had a pretty good experience so far in terms of just giving you stuff to do. I mean, even today we were just at a press conference with Ryan Day. A couple of weeks ago, you were at the Memorial. I know you're a big golf guy. I'm going to guess that was probably one of the better highlights so far for you. Yeah. What was that experience like?
It was actually a really fun experience. I've never been to the Memorial tournament, so it was definitely a blast, being able to be out there with you guys and experience kind of a fast-paced environment at some times and a little bit chaotic. So yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah, I mean, what we had you doing a lot of things. Any highlights for you other than, I don't know, you were like lugging around a tripod, I think, through through all of Muirfield?
Yeah, no, the lugging around the tripod and everything was definitely the bare end of it, but it was cool being able to see some players up close and personal, and couple of those press conferences we were able to go to, talking to Xander Schauffele a little bit was pretty cool for me.
Yeah, you are a big golf guy, right? I mean, that's like a thing for you. Do you have a favorite golfer that sticks out to you?
Yeah, I think right now my favorite golfer at the moment is Bryson DeChambeau, who just won the U.S. Open. So yeah. That was pretty cool to see.
How about that bunker shot, by the way?
Yeah, it's crazy up and down. Didn't expect that.
Nothing I could ever do.
Yeah, that's unbelievable shot by him. But yeah, it was really cool to see him win, and then Rory McIlroy as well. It was cool to see them battling each other out.
All right, so I don't know if we have already mentioned this, but you're obviously you're a volleyball player, play men's volleyball for Ohio State. You're a rising senior, is that right?
Yeah.
So first off, why volleyball? And you're also from Central Ohio as well, right? What school did you go to again?
So I went to Olentangy Liberty High School. Yeah, graduated in 2021.
Very cool, very cool. So yeah, how did you get into volleyball?
Well, I had always played basketball and a couple of sports growing up. I didn't exactly want to play volleyball when I was younger, but my parents made me. They made me go to tryouts my freshman year of high school, and went to tryouts. Ever since that first day, I was like, yeah, I kind of want to go back, and made the team, and then every year forward kept doing that. Only really played high school until about my junior year of high school. I stopped playing basketball so I could pursue volleyball full time and do club volleyball, which is kind of the way you get recruited for college. So that was kind of my way into getting Ohio State offer.
Yeah. And
getting to know, Coach Birch and all those people.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting that your parents made you. Like, what was the what was the hesitancy there? Like, how come you didn't want to do it initially?
Yeah, no. At the time, men's volleyball wasn't as popular as it is now. It's getting a lot popular nowadays. So I was kind of against it in just those terms. I kind of thought it was more of a girl sport. Didn't really want to try it out. A lot of people sort of made fun of it, but once I played it, I was like, wow, this is actually really fun. I'm not too bad at it right now. Definitely got a lot better along the way, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
There is a little bit of truth to the kind of, I don't know, the thinking that, volleyball is, much more of a girl sport, which like it kind of, in the truth that it really is, like in high schools across the country, there just isn't as many, like boys volleyball teams. I mean, you even look at Ohio, like there aren't that many schools playing boys volleyball, and then as versus how many schools are playing girls volleyball. I think a lot of that also, correct me if I'm wrong, like girls volleyball they play in the fall, and most other athletes are playing football, which that's a huge roster there. How do you think the sport of men's volleyball has grown, even in the last 3 or 4 years? Because you kind of mentioned that it's kind of changing a bit.
Yeah, it's definitely changing. It's definitely growing. I know it's like the NCAA said it's like one of the most top growing sports in the country right now. I mean, with the help of women's volleyball being so popular, I think also it kind of just translates into the men's side as well, bleeds in there. So I don't know. I think a lot of states and counties are kind of finally understanding that there's a demand for the sport, and they're, allowing these high schools to start men's volleyball teams. And it's just kind of one after the other, just growing. And it's pretty big now.
It's interesting that's kind of that reverse movement that we're kind of seeing in basketball, obviously, with the resurgence of women's sports. It's interesting that a women's sport that's very popular, like volleyball. I mean, we have the Fury, who just completed their first season here in Columbus. It's kind of also allowing the men's sport to grow as well. Let's talk about your time at Ohio State so far. This past season, your junior year, you guys made it all the way to the Elite Eight, if you will. Lost to Grand Canyon in that national quarterfinal. I think a lot of teams would love to have been at that stage. Obviously, I know the expectation is always to win a national championship, but how would you sum up this past year for you guys?
Yeah, so it was definitely unfortunate that we came short in the NCAA tournament, but this year was definitely a grind. I think compared to last year, we knew what kind of talent we had, and coming into the season, we always have a high expectation. It's always win a national championship, especially at Ohio State. It's such a notable school, many national championships won here, so that's always kind of what we have in our mind going into the season. But compared to this season, it was a lot different. Our coaches had a higher expectation. Like last year, we went to Fairfax, Virginia, competed in the NCAA, lost to Penn State. But, this year is kind of, all right, so we got to do better than that. So, going into practice every day was much harder, physically and mentally. The coaches had much higher expectations, and so did the players. So, it was definitely a grind this year, and it's going to be a grind the next year as well. So.
That's an interesting rivalry that's either been, I mean, again, this is my first year covering you guys, but, that's kind of an interesting rivalry kind of brewing with Penn State a bit. There seems to be some history there. Can you kind of delve more into what that's been like over the years?
Yeah, so it has been, since I've been here, it's definitely been more of a rivalry kind of in my eyes. In the history of men's volleyball for Ohio State, it's definitely been more Ball State, but since I've been here, I feel like Penn State's more of a rivalry to me. They are a really good team. They always have been. Last year they had a couple of really talented guys that graduated. So this year, we felt like we could really get a better edge on them and beat them out. Unfortunately, they did beat us twice this year.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's kind of an unspoken rivalry.
Well, especially because, Ohio State is a Big Ten school, but people kind of forget that's technically not your conference. I mean, it is, but it isn't. Like, you guys actually compete in the MIVA for a conference championship, which I mean, to itself is that's also a relatively strong league. Like, that's not an easy, tournament title just to grab every year.
No, definitely not. The teams in that conference are, you don't hear their names a lot in college sports, but they're pretty good teams. Ball State, just to name one, they've always been one of the top teams in the MIVA. But yeah, it is definitely interesting. Penn State's not even in our conference, but in general, we're both in the Big Ten, so it is kind of
but I mean, to be clear, Ohio State is like the best school in the MIVA. I mean, like, what is it now? Like 17, 8? I've lost track.
Yeah,
it's that number. We have to look it up, but it's like an absurd number of championships won in MIVA. Next year's pretty big for you guys. First off, it's your senior year. Your thoughts going into that, especially knowing that You guys have a national championship being played here in Columbus next year. So if you guys make it that far, you guys would have home court advantage. Is that right?
That is correct. We do have home court advantage this year. And that would be very huge for us if we're able to get there. I do know that a lot of teams are going to want to come to our place and play us at home this year, especially the big time, best teams in the NCAA. So that's kind of looking forward to challenging, stretch of games this year. So
I mean, Covelli is, I think, one of the premier venues in college sports because, especially for sports like wrestling, gymnastics, and volleyball, it's like that perfect intimate atmosphere. But that place gets really loud. I mean, how much do you kind of thrive off of playing at home at Covelli?
Yeah, so for instance, our home game versus Penn State was one of our largest crowds that I've had since I've been here, and the atmosphere was crazy. It was loud,
Yeah.
and it was definitely hard for Penn State to play in. So, having that in a national championship this year would be extraordinarily huge for us. So I think it'd be a very big advantage, and I look forward to it.
Yeah, you guys are in the off season right now. Tell me about what your summer is like. I think you mentioned to us that you're with your roommate who's also on the team,
Yeah.
right? So what's been the off season like for you guys, especially because you're both balancing summer internships and it's kind of just you two in Columbus right now.
Yeah, so my roommate Kyle Tooney, we're both living on campus this summer, doing internships and working out in the morning at 6:45. So kind of gets tough. It's a little hard balance, try to go to bed as early as you can, but sometimes you don't. But yeah, doing that in the mornings and going and working, early or later, whatever our schedules are. Then a couple other guys on the team have been floating in and out with us. So yeah, it's been a steady grind and look forward to this preseason.
Yeah, your outlook on the team so far. I mean, I know a couple guys have left, but you guys, it's college sports, so there's always great talent coming in, especially to a program like Ohio State. How stacked do you guys think you'll be next year?
I think just as good, if not better. I think a lot of these younger guys that are on the starting side, have had enough experience and they're growing. They've grown so much. I think it's kind of time for them to take a bigger leadership role on the team, and I really do look forward to seeing how well we do this year. And then, same thing for the younger guys that are coming in. I think they'll learn pretty quick, what kind of expectations we have, and I think they'll also be just as impactful. Yeah. So I look forward to it.
All right, some quick fun stuff before we go. What are you like when you're not playing volleyball?
Kind of just hanging around, going with family. This summer, things I like to do obviously is golfing, but also I'm a big boating guy, so kind of do that kind of stuff in between. My dad hasn't gotten our boat fixed yet. So
Gotta get that fixed. Come on, this is the perfect week to do it because it's so hot out.
Yeah, so I look forward to doing that in the next couple weekends, and yeah.
Favorite spot to eat in Columbus?
Favorite spot? I mean,
you're an athlete, so it kind of gets a little tricky because you gotta get that protein in, and sometimes it's like a trip to Chipotle that'll get things done.
Chipotle is a good one. I would say Roosters.
I love Roosters.
I like their place a lot.
Yeah,
there all the time with families.
I had no expectations when I first moved and went to a Roosters for the first time and just had boneless wings and a salad, and I was like, this is a solid meal.
Yeah.
Favorite concert that you've been to?
So I've last summer I went to Buckeye Country Superfest, I think is how you say it, and I got to see Morgan Wallen. So that was pretty.
He's
fun.
Extra popular now. I mean, he was already popular before this year. He's had a lot of great hits. Then he just does a thing with Post Malone, and it's okay, now it's
now
I'm where have y'all been?
Yeah, but I'm actually going to a Zach Bryan music or festival, same thing this year, this Sunday. So going to that too. So that'll be fun.
Cool.
I look forward to that.
Very cool. Olympics are coming up. Other than volleyball, do you have a favorite sport that you're looking forward to watching this summer?
I definitely look forward to watching basketball. That's probably the biggest one for me, and probably I think soccer too. Soccer's pretty
Yeah,
fun to watch.
so and the U.S. is in it this year on the men's side, and of course the women's side. Like they're always contenders, so that's going to be something I'm looking forward to watching. If you weren't playing volleyball, what would you be doing?
I think next up would have to be basketball,
Okay.
just because that was like always my like main sport, and what I was best at. So yeah, I'd say basketball.
I mean, there's like a height thing, which by the way we haven't brought up until like just now. But like, you're kind of tall. How tall are you?
6'10".
Is how often do you get that question when you're walking by?
Get it every day. Got it the other day when I was just shopping at Easton, so happens pretty frequently.
Is it annoying to a point, or is it like, I mean, are you just kind of so used to it, or is part of you like, I wish they would see me as more than just a tall guy?
Yeah, I mean, it can get to you at times, but I totally understand it. I get everyone's curious, what life's like being 6'10", but I promise you it's not that different except for finding pants that are long enough for me. So
the struggle is real when it comes to that, but I do want to say tall people, they have feelings too, so just put that in mind. Just kind of wrapping it all up, kind of back to this, what do you hope you get out of being here at NBC4? Because there's obviously a very unique opportunity that you have. Not a lot of people get to do it, and especially for an athlete who we always have to like interview you like all the time. Like, what do you hope to get out of it by the end of the summer?
Like I've told you guys a lot, I've wanted to get my feet wet and kind of just experience something new. Obviously, in the world of sports, that's kind of what my entire life right now is kind of involved in, is sports and training and kind of more the athlete perspective. But I wanted to find out your guys' perspective on like the research and the intel and getting to know these people and their backgrounds. So it's pretty interesting to me.
Well, it's been fun having you here, and thanks for being on with us and learning the behind the scenes. He's going to learn another behind the scenes thing in a bit. Don't just stare off into the camera after I say bye. That's what we call for pad, so that we can just when we edit this, we just slice it up. So anyway, Cole Young, I appreciate it, man. Thanks, and best of luck to you in your final season at Ohio State.
Thank you.
And thanks for joining us on the NBC4 Digital Sports Roundtable.